Konnichiwa, and welcome back to the Onyx Tavern's Vlog series for Super Megaforce, and we're going to go ahead and talk about A Lion's Alliance, the most recent episode. Guys, what do you guys think about it so far?
Better than last week.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely finally had a little bit more story building. Definitely a little bit more actiony, and actually got finally
and focus.
Yes,
focus.
that was another focus, and it finally dove into the Power Ranger histories that I'm pretty sure most quote unquote modern target age fans had no clue about.
Yeah, and it was more focused. It was focused on the events of one episode of Gokaiger instead of several.
Yeah. So a couple things I want to kind of get out of the way right here. This is obviously a Wild Force episode. It's not a tribute or anything.
I would say it is a tribute.
It's quoted. It's a tribute episode.
It is
quoted.
a tribute episode.
It is confirmed.
I mean, they go to the Animarium.
They don't go to the Animarium. They go to the Animarium.
No, for the last time, that is Gosei speaking to you, because if you do it in Microsoft Sam, I will bet money that it says the same
I just think
way.
it's lazy on everybody's part.
Robot voice.
But why does Noah and Troy say
because
that?
Because that's what Gosei said.
Yeah,
I'm just
they
saying.
don't have a fucking clue.
Somebody should have stopped right there and said, "You guys know you're pronouncing it wrong, right? Because I just watched the episode on Netflix. When Netflix is available to you to watch any episode of Power Rangers, mistakes like that should not be happening." So they go to the Animarium to look for the lion.
And the lion has a significant role in the plot.
Yeah.
And they transform into the Wild Force Rangers twice, so it's a tribute.
Yep.
Yeah, it would have been nice if they had a character show up. I mean, come on. They had Cole prancing around last season.
Or 2 seasons ago.
Or 2 seasons. And, they never once took advantage of the fact that they had his actor around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, he played Decker, right?
Yeah,
that's what I thought, because I saw the whole, when I was watching it, it's like, that's cool.
Yeah, they never, they couldn't have had an episode where Cole Evans showed up.
And something that this guy thought was nitpicking. Why didn't they run to Princess Shayla? Why didn't they run to the other Wild Zords? Because as we've talked about in the 199 movie, there was the idea of the Mecha War, where all the previous Zords were destroyed, so that the Wild Zords on the Animarium, at least in Gower Ranger sense, were destroyed, and that was the only one that was left. But I really would have thought they would have ran into more Wild Zords by then, because I think it was at least...
You have a point on one of those things.
Okay.
Yes, it's weird that the other Wild Zords do not show up. However, nobody likes Princess Shayla.
Yeah, no.
That is true. But
so why have her waste time? I prefer...
Yeah, because that would have made more sense than giving Noah a sixth sense on detecting Zords.
I am detecting a Zord!
Yeah, seriously, has Noah just all of a sudden become, the main guy? I mean, whatever new power is, it's always because of Noah now.
Him and his magical iPad.
Exactly. It's not magical. It's access to the database. It's like a video game. You can look at the data, but you cannot unlock it until you are at a high level.
No, it's Ranger Wiki.
I'm willing to believe that a little bit more. But guys, I'm going to be honest. There are a couple of nitpicky things that are in this episode, but I don't look at them as nitpicky because, one, the Zords, Princess Shayla, the pronunciation, those are some big things right there. But also, Gosei sends them there to find the Red Wild Zord. One, why just the Red Wild Zord? If they need help, why not the entire fleet of Zords that's waiting up there? And then also, why didn't they try to contact one of the previous Wild Force Rangers to help them find it instead of circling the Earth 3 or 4 times to do so? I mean, these are things that in Gokaiger they make sense because they don't have any clue as to what's going on or who these people are. But Gosei should know this crap, or at least in the iPad should have that type of information.
However, Gosei was asleep during the events of Wild Force.
Yes, he didn't awaken until they were attacked by the Armada initially in Megaforce.
But he still has knowledge of all these other Power Ranger things. So where's his Super Sentai dress?
Perhaps Gosei is only aware of the powers because he's connected to the morphing grid. That's my theory on how he has all that stuff.
Yeah, because...
So if he's connected to the powers and knows where they are, then how come he just can't do some sort of tracking device to the island that the Rangers have to visually look for?
Because it's only the powers, it's not the actual, physical, it's not their commands. He knows where their command center is, but he can't find where the other Rangers' command centers are.
So he can't find where the source of the power is, because the growl phones are still up there, dormant.
Actually, no. What, have we?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Shayla's like, give me your shit.
Yeah. It's been a while since I've seen Megaforce, so...
Wild Force.
Well, excuse me.
We keep getting all mixed up. It's getting ridiculous.
All these forces.
Seriously,
Yeah,
I
too
mean...
many forces.
By the way, ToQger, just saying this right now, ToQger is going to be Rail Force. Calling it right now.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you on that. Which actually, it's not doesn't sound that bad. To be honest, so
moving on.
Yeah, moving on. Yeah, I mean, to me, it's just I know Jason Smith wrote this, and Jason Smith is
he also wrote Blue Saber Saga, which we forgot to mention in the last one.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. No, obviously, he got better between the two, or there was probably less meddling.
There's probably less meddling because if you think about it, Skatana wasn't a bad character.
Yeah, not really. But again, he was just a carbon copy of his Gokaiger counterpart.
Yeah.
And that's really what this episode was. Although the one thing they did not adapt, which I did find pretty odd, was that, so when they get knocked off the island in Gokaigers, they turn the Jetman and fly down. You brought that up. They just fall 10,000 feet and revert back to the Megaforce forms.
Raptor and I were talking about this prior. If you think about it, when a Ranger's in Legendary mode, that's 3 powers they have to go through, which are 3 shields to break through before they're in human form. And upon gaining or losing a power, all powers are regenerated to the original form. So they went through the Wild Force powers, that broke. Super Megaforce powers, that broke. So thus they landed safely as Mega Rangers.
Yeah,
I just wish they would have actually shot some new footage where they were flying. And that's another thing I want to go ahead and bring up.
You mean?
I'm trying. Let's talk about this for a moment, though.
Yeah, because I was actually kind of pissed off about that too. I was like, really? They're just going to fall?
Yeah, I mean, there are tons of Rangers that could transform
I'm
they can fly.
I'm trying to think how many Rangers can just straight fly.
Well, okay,
you and I talked about this prior, actually. My prediction was they were going to go Space Rangers, Galaxy Gliders, Head Tech.
That would have been nice.
Actually,
Yes.
and you know what a lot of people do forget is that Mighty Morphin can straight out fly because they did have the jetting ability in Season 2.
Really?
Yeah, remember jetting?
No.
I'll have to show it to you, but yeah, they fly like Superman and...
Yep. Because it's the Thunder powers.
Apparently.
I'm trying to think, though, which Rangers explicitly have flying as part of their powers?
Wild Force Yellow.
Yeah, Wild Force Yellow is about
Then
it.
Dino Thunder Yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That might be about it. That's kind of disheartening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no. RPM. Don't Jim and Gemma
Go
fly.
on Wings, yes.
Yeah.
Gemma, Ranger Operator Series Silver and Gold.
That's 4.
Yeah, that's still, for the 5th one.
Well, it could just be Jake 7 Gia because she can't morph or something, or she forgot to...
No, Gia would morph.
Well,
It'd either be Jake or Noah that wouldn't morph. But I'd pick Jake because he can't handle the green powers, so...
Yeah. It is annoying that they just fall, because I just love that. It's like, yeah, we fell 10,000 feet and we're fine. I fell into a garbage can.
However, they crashed through 2 layers of Ranger powers.
Oh,
so
yeah.
they did. So they were well protected when they hit.
Yeah,
They still would have hurt, but...
Yeah, especially, I mean, Noah technically fell on his head when you think about it.
But they were all notably hurt. You know,
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that impact in losing 2 Ranger forms to revert back to standard, or Mega Ranger standard is...
And, I was actually, when I was watching the episode, I was thinking, are they going to go an entire episode without the Megaforce?
Yeah, I was really crossing my fingers
Because
for that. And nope.
they went straight to super mode when they were searching around, which makes sense because I'm guessing that's what they need to operate the sky ship.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, am I going to get to go an entire episode without having seen the stupid Gosei suits?
So you don't like those suits either.
I do not like the Gosei suits. I think
I like the helmets, I don't like the suits.
they look to me like Power Ranger butlers. Because it looks like
the vest and everything.
Yeah, and then what? Yeah.
All right, I want to bring up one more nitpick, and then we can get to a couple of other things right here. Because it was never explained in Gokaiger. It's not explained here. What is the point for the redesign of this fellow up here, the Lion Zord? I don't understand. Why has he transformed himself in the period since Wild Force to now combine with the Sky Ship?
I think that's more a design on Gosei's part, because Gosei was probably aware of the schematics.
But you have to admit that the Lion Wild Zord looks radically different in its design from Wild Force to Gokaiger.
It did not have the mechanical made.
Exactly. So again, what's the explanation?
There is none.
I think we could argue this for an hour on this vlog and never reach a conclusion.
It just bugs me. Things like that, they seem little, but honestly, they're not that little. The
Universal hiccups.
There goes those TV tropes again.
No, it's not a TV tropes thing. It's something that I formulated about 2 hours ago.
Okay.
Alright, so this is my theory. Universal hiccups. It's a simple... The space-time continuum has been altered by the Power Rangers in the past, and thus they sent out ripples through the time stream.
Oh, it's Flashpoint all over again.
Yeah,
Yep,
because when
yep.
Kimberly went back for the Wild West Rangers, so...
Several Ranger teams have gone back in time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Time Force, they're violating the time stream pretty thoroughly.
Yeah, SPD caused
they
their
took-
own time warp when they came back and joined the Dino Thunder Rangers, so...
So, little ripples spread out through...
So
time.
basically, we're dealing with DC logic.
Yeah, a very fucked up universe.
Yeah, and thus the Lion Wild Zord got hit. Looks different.
So DJ, what other comments you want to bring about this episode? Anything concerns? Anything you didn't like, or just
No.
general thoughts? Or...
I thought it was a good episode. I really think that the writing was actually done quite well. I think Jason Smith knew what fans, both young, new, old, etc., would typically want to see. Yes, there were plot loopholes, and we're probably going to see them in Power Rangers from now until the end of Power Rangers, so we have to live with them. If I was to give it a Rotten Tomato rating, I'd say 30%.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that's a lower rating than Batman and Robin.
I would have put that around 50 or something like that.
I don't know. I was thinking 30. That's I think that's super best if you want to talk, and anything else after that is, I don't know, that's me being very generous, too.
Okay.
I mean, we don't know. I'm still waiting to see how the Silver Lining and Gold Mode episodes go. If those don't shape up, I have no hope in Civil War.
What do you think, Raptor?
All right, there was one addition that I really liked, and none of us knew if this was in Wild Force or not, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I really like the addition of animal sounds when the Rangers were in Wild Force mode.
Yeah, I know they made the sounds when they morphed, and they did that in Wild Force, but the battling sounds, I don't ever recall hearing those.
I thought they were a cool addition.
I think we only had the growls and stuff when the claws came out.
Yeah, I think it's worth putting in there if you're not going to actually use the original music, because I listened to it, I couldn't hear the Wild Force thing.
Speaking of using original music, we on our Orange Ranger, thank you. They recently released a video where when SPD was first used in Super Megaforce, the SPD theme was actually playing very minutely in the background, but upon muting everything else as low as it could go, you could actually hear it.
Yeah, because their target demographic can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess kids do have higher range hearing.
There actually is a YouTube channel where they will take the footage and actually put the theme song and background music into it, and it looks 100 times better. So
it's just Saban cutting corners as Hollywood does.
yeah, I'm just surprised.
I don't even think that's a corner cutting, because
That's just being lazy. If
you
ask
just
me.
take one MP3 and put that into the place of the other MP3.
Exactly. It's just we don't know what's going on with Saban, but we can at least say between Blue Saber Saga and Lions Alliance, it did get better.
Oh yeah,
A little bit, but there is progression there, which means that there is the slightest bit of hope.
yeah. And speaking of hope, the Samurai episode that's coming up next week, the Samurai season impressed me. I'm not expecting too much. I wasn't too impressed with the Jungle Fury series overall, but if Jason Smith's writing can continue being this good, I can see that episode being a well-written episode.
And I think that the Samurai, I don't know is he writing the Samurai episode?
He's writing he's writing every episode up until Gold Mode, I think, is what it said.
Oh,
he's
nice.
like Jason Smith is up there.
Head writer?
Yes.
Alright.
That's
Well,
interesting.
I'm hopeful for the Samurai episode. I'm not a fan of Jaden, but
Well,
it'll be nice to see him again.
I just hope he worked on his acting between seasons. That's what I'm hoping.
Nah, he's gonna be as bad as Troy, if not worse again.
I really wonder if he's going to morph at all.
No.
Because the Samurai Rangers never lost their powers.
True.
Well, I mean,
Unless
it
you'll
would
say
have,
so.
According to Legendary War, they lost all their powers, if you want to get into that.
but
Well,
we don't
Legendary
really don't
War
know.
hasn't happened.
True.
Yeah, so that actually would be something interesting to find out.
Unless Gosei stole everybody's powers.
Which has
Seems like something he'd do.
Yeah. All right. Well, guys, thank you for joining me here again. We are caught up, so the next time you're going to go ahead and see all three of us together is when we do the Samurai Tribute episode later in this week.
Yeah, and keep an eye out for his Tokuger vlogs and our Tokuger vlogs.
And to any Pokemon fans out there, I will be posting a link to any of these videos soon. I will be uploading battles very soon. I've been having actually some quite incredible battles online. I've been competing in some tournaments. Just for fans, shut up. I'm being my thing here, but I'm getting into that. I just want to spread that. Let's move out of here.
Well, not a problem. Nothing wrong with that. So thank you guys for joining us. Have a good evening. And the tavern is now closed.